There's a lot of good stuff in it. The anti-elitism, the concern for working class jobs, but it's just marbled with all this toxic stuff. The misogyny, the outright bigotry. And so now people are left to try to pull this apart. If you just say that, look at all the good stuff and you don't acknowledge the toxic stuff, you're wrong. If you only look at the toxic stuff and you don't recognize there's going to be some good stuff here for infrastructure, whatever, you're wrong. And so people now have to do a big reset. But this is a big wake-up call to the entire establishment, including the Democrats, not just because of the failure.
And we're seeing people in the streets.
Failed us in Iraq and have been discredited.
Can I have an honest moment here,
Please,
people?
Please.
Van has, to my mind, retracted your whitelash with what you just said. No, that we have to not focus totally on the toxic stuff. But you should, and if you don't, you're wrong.
You raised it,
are not. That's not the path for progressives. We've all agreed at the outset of this show that the path, which is Ellison's message, you say, is to go back to the Rust Belt and the rednecks. Well, you're not going to get there with climate change and Putin and all the rest of what you're talking about.
There are people in South Carolina who run hotels who understand their self-interest. They will be overrun by rivers and water if they don't deal with climate crisis.
Yeah, we're just about out of time. You get to, I want to answer the whitelash.
When I said, and I stand by it, I said that race was a part. And there was a part, that alt-right part, there was a part of a whitelash. And if you listen to the whole quote, you would agree with what I said. So I don't take that back.
I did listen to it. And at the end, you said, what do I tell the kids? What I would tell your kids, I'm a black man in America who went to Yale, who's written books, who served a president, now has a
I'm a ninth-generation American, ma'am, and I'm the first one in my family born with all my rights. I'm a ninth-generation American. And so we have not escaped because I went to Yale all the problems of this country.
You should not be a racial polemicist. You should be a racial reconciler.
You should be ashamed of yourself to say that to me to my face. I've spent more time in this country.
Would I say it behind your back would be better?
Listen, hold on a second. I spent more time than you have trying to be a racial reconciler in this country.
Really? How do you know that? Do you know anything about me?
Well, you apparently don't know anything about me.
Yes, I do know. Your daddy, your grandparents were teachers. Your grandfather was a bishop.
George, this is the problem that we have right now. It is, in fact, the case that there was a populist revolt in this country, both Sanders and Trump. But one of them was marbled through with this alt-right stuff. If someone like myself, who is married to a white woman, who has spent my entire life building bridges, can't point out the alt-right whitelash reaction without being accused of being a racial polemicist, we're going to have a big problem.
And I would say, have you no sense of decency to say that to a man who's been a healer throughout a horrific, brutal campaign? He has spoken sanity to power. And to those who would
my deepest apologies. You don't know anything about me. You don't know anything about my healing. And I would say there are ways to get to reconciliation different from focusing on the toxic elements as you did on election night.
You have to talk about